All right, but that's going to be a 2 movement cost. New die. Hopefully help me out here. Don't whammy. No 1. No 1. No 2. You suck. Oh, you suck. You suck. You suck. Ah. Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimpable Limp, and I am going to use this little bit of time that I have while the kids are getting homeschooled with the missus to jump in and do a little more Conflict of Heroes. You might hear some little kids in the background. Hopefully they'll stay quiet. We'll just see how that plays out. Where we left off, we had some Soviets that were moving up. We had a few attacks going on back and forth over here. I did pick up that I missed the long distance fire penalty over there, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway when they were making their attack, but oh well. So nothing really changed, but it is our turn right now, controlling our German forces. And right now, all we know is that there is an attack coming from this direction, so I can start reacting to things. We did fire with our HMG here. Over there, didn't really have much of an effect, unfortunately, but with him stressed, I don't want to risk it because he's got 2. You can tell in the top left of that counter, cost him 2 AP to fire. And I really want to try to keep them as good as long as possible. Like here's his little arc, right? So he's got a line that goes right down this road just in the direction that he's firing. So I want to keep him fresh as long as possible. So we don't want to activate him. I'm thinking I might use this opportunity to move one of these AT guns, but where do I move the AT gun? Because if I move the AT gun here and point it around, let's see, if I had the front here, right? So I put it in this X, have the front here, it would, be covering this direction. He could cover out in that way. He could still cover out a good ways. And this hex, I believe that counts as empty. So, if I moved him to here, bumping stuff around. I love these little add-ons, but they do slide on the map. All right, so if I did put him there, that's considered his front. Everything behind him would be his flank, and then it trails off. So he still would have a very good line of fire going all the way around. He would be able to cover out through there and all the way out through here. So yeah, that actually will work. We're going to go with that. And I glanced real quick at the terrain effects chart. There's nothing like that. So that's just terrain for the map, like just to show off the buildings. But you can tell where buildings actually are versus no buildings. So that's not blocking line of sight for him. Unfortunately, though, since this AT gun is unlimbered, he does have a large movement cost. So more than likely, he is going to get spent. So I'm spending him now in the hopes that that puts him in a better position for later on, because now he's in a defensive position that gets him a little bit more of a bonus, a little +1 to his defense number. So when he's getting shot at, that'll help, especially if he gets flanked, because 10 is not good. That is not a good defensive number. He can get shot up real quick. So this way, good fields of fire, little bonus on the defense, and we'll have to see if he spends. So let's roll. No spend. I need a 5, 6, or 7, which is not very likely on this die. A 1. Okay, this one gave me a 1 a bunch next time. Yep, you're going over there. All right, so we're going to throw it over there. We're going to use this die from now on because that's spending everything. All right, so let's flip him over here. And we'll put the stress marker on him to signify that he just activated. Okay, so let's draw our card for our AI real quick, see what they're going to do. Obviously, known at priority, highest attack rating AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. They are not going to have anyone that's got a line of sight to him yet. Hit AI, no one's hit. Highest attack rating, attack. So execute mission orders is going to be what they're going to do. And we're going to use that, again, like I said, as flank, move forward, move towards, stuff like that. So let me take a look real quick and see what works. Okay, so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking I would go ahead and continue moving these guys up, But honestly, in hopes of preserving some of their infantry, I'm going to go with these guys since this one is in a direct line of fire. They've taken some attacks from my guys, so it would make sense for them to try to get out of that. And I am counting this corn here as blocking terrain. All right, so they can't see into it. Now, if like they were here at the edge or something, yeah, they could be shot at. But since they are trying to like weed through the corn, yeah, they can do that without getting shot or seen rather. So we're going to do a group move with both of these guys. We'll turn them this way and move this one up into this building. So by doing that, now they've blocked off line of sight for my troops because this extends over here to this corner. So I can only see over in this direction up to this hex, but now they're past it, so they can't be seen. Puts them in a safe spot. Let's grab our stress marker. Where AI stress marker is way over here. Throw it back over there. And now let's draw a card. And the corn does not increase the movement cost. So no spend. Why couldn't I have drawn that 2 earlier? Because if I had drawn that card for these guys, they would have spent, of course. It always works out in the AI's favor. So we are back to me. And that, like I said, that's just a safe move. And I want to try to do the best possible. You're going to have choices when it comes to running the AI for the enemy when it comes to the cards. Don't be afraid to make those judgment calls. Play the game the way that it's best suited for you. You know, make those best decisions. You don't always have to be as strict and like narrowing it down. Is this the best possible decision? Is this the best thing the card, you know, suggesting? You know, just play the game. Have fun with it, you know? All right, thinking about it, I'm also looking at my AT gun over here. This one is in an open hex as well. I put it there because it had, you know, good fields of fire, and that's what I was kind of going for thematically with those AT guns. You know, good position here, could see around the good position up here, could see around. But I'm thinking about moving it up into this hex so it will have a building there. Oh, and that would have been one more. So he would have spent regardless because of moving into the building. Yeah, that would have been +1. And as far if I understand the AT guns right, they count as infantry movement when they're moving, so it's not like a vehicle. So it would be +1 instead of like +2 if they're moving into a wooden building. But we're gonna move this guy as well. We're gonna move him right here, give him a little bit more cover, try to get him in a good spot. But that's gonna be 5 AP actually, since it's +1 for moving into that building. More than likely, he is definitely going to spend. I got to roll a 6 or a 7 not to spend this guy. And, oh, that's what I'm talking about. That right there, that is what really sets apart this version of the game, I think, because you can do those big actions or those big attacks. Like you can have that Ferdinand make that 5 AP attack, and you get lucky, and then you get to do it again. You get those moments that really makes 3rd edition stand apart from the 2nd edition. Okay, so let's draw our card for the next AI, what they're going to do. Again, we're not worrying about that top because we're not worrying about skipping turns on this. No priority. They're definitely not going to pass. No one to rally, so AI closest to a unit or mission objective, move towards. And if they keep going with the closest, it's going to keep being these guys. So, yeah, we'll move them up. Get this fight going, because that's going to open it up for them to where they can actually get some attacks going. I'm sorry if you might hear the kids in the background occasionally. They were quiet as friggin' field mice before I started filming. As soon as I start filming, that's when they get overly excited. All right, so moving them up, that's +1 AP for each one of them. Doing a group move, so that's 2 AP cost for them to move up, but now this has put him to where he does have a line of sight, although I have a line of sight, and now they're in, no, they're not in priority range yet. Would that be priority range? Nope, they're not in priority range yet. So they're just outside of priority range, but they do have a good shot at each other right here. And this one over here, though, he can't help because he does have blocking terrain in between, so they couldn't do like a group fire to try to go after him. All right, so let's draw a card, see if they spend. They do spend, perfect. Oh, yes. That puts me in a good position. I was very afraid that these guys wouldn't spend and I would start taking some heavy attacks. That right there, that is also what I'm talking about. Those moments where something spends at just that crucial moment. If they had spent back here, wouldn't be that big of a deal because there's no line of sight. But now when they spend here, obviously I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking shots into those mofos to try to split them up, put some damage onto them now that they've gotten into line of sight. All right, so since they moved up and spent, you guys know exactly what I'm going to be doing right here. Of course, I'm going to be taking this shot. I've got a line of sight onto them now. They are getting a defensive modifier, though, for being in the woods, and that's going to give them a +2 defense rating, which is really good, actually. That puts them up to, let's see, that'll be a 14 against my 4. Attack power gives me a hit number of 10, which really isn't good. Oh, it would be better if I could do one more, because I could put up to 2 caps right towards it, and those 2 caps, if I could get it down to 7, I always want that hit number to be 7 because you're much more likely to roll it. But I think we're going to have to take our chance with the 8 and see if we can squeak one through. So we're going to do our attack here, going after him. We are going to spend the 2 cap points, bam, on it, and let's do our 2d6 roll. Hopefully we can get an 8 as our hit number and put some damage through on these guys, slow them down on the back end. 10! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, if this had been a 6, that would have been a one-shot kill. Oh, that would have been great. Oh, I didn't even need the cap points on it. I actually rolled the hit. All right, so first damage coming out. All right, gonna look away, looking away, looking away. I'll probably knock them out like I did before. Let's dig for the bottom. See what we got. I want this one. What is that? Cowering. Okay, I like that. High rally number. It adds to the cost of an attack, adds to the cost of their move. It does make them more defensive, though. They're more defensive because they're, keeping their heads down, but it only gives them a range of 1. So they are messed up at this point. So now, something that I don't mention too often, though, if you are playing solitaire with this, because normally you don't know what your opponent has. When you're playing the multiplayer version of this game, they would keep this face down unless it became relevant to the game, like it was an instant kill, then they would of course automatically go and show it. Or if an attack was made at this unit or this unit made an attack, then they would have to show to see if there's any modifiers on it. Since I'm playing solo, obviously I just go ahead and lift it up. But you could play this solo and keep it face down on the opponent and not know what's affecting them. So you might not even know if that unit is destroyed. So say if you really wanted to give yourself even more that little bit of fog of war feeling, you could leave them face down and then perform your attack and then not flip it over until you've actually performed that attack. And then you might find out, oh, you're firing at ghosts because they got wiped out in the previous attack. It was an instant destroy, and you didn't even realize that. So cool little things like that. You can play it either way, whichever way suits you. Freeze of play, since I am filming, so half my brain power is already used up, and I don't have a hell of a lot of it to begin with. I just go ahead and leave it face up. So did our attack, cost us 3 AP to perform that attack. So now we got to do our roll, see if we get spent. Hopefully we don't. It'd be nice if we didn't, because I could fire again later and try to take them out. 3. We did get spent. Damn. For a second, I thought I was good. I was like, no. Oh, I could spend it. No, I got to spend that cap before I roll it. I don't think I can spend that afterwards. So, oh, well. Not a big deal. Let's take this stress marker off, put it there, because I do have the points. I could make one more attack by spending caps and then upgrade it with 1 cap, so I could spend basically everything I have left to make one more attack and at least try to wipe this unit out. But on that case, I would need a 9 or better, which isn't that easy to hit. I'll have to think about that one for a second. All right, so let's draw a card, see what the enemy AI is going to do. Got another green one. Nobody in priority, unhit AI, closest to a fresh unit. Nope. Fresh unit that just acted. Well, there is no fresh unit that just acted because dummy spent. Highest attack rating AI, closest to the lowest defense value unit attack. They don't have anyone in range yet. It's going to be move unhit AI, closest to a unit that just acted mission objective. So we're going to continue on with their moves down here. I think we're at that point because they're relatively close. Those guys moved over there last time. At least they're out of line of sight. And we do have these guys up here, but it's going to take them a little bit longer. So I kind of want to move them first because they're going to have to hit this little tree line and either split or push through. So let's move our trucks and our tanks. Now remember, I'm giving the AI a bonus to move guys in a little bit faster, all right, by having them have units jump in to the vehicles, okay? Normally, this is not allowed. It is breaking the rules of the game, but I'm giving the AI that little bit of a bonus. So we're going to have them jump into the back of the truck bed. We're going to have them jump in the back of the truck bed and do our little group move. And see, looking at our trucks, they got one bonus move. So we 1, 2, 1, 2, and our little tank that's following it up. These other two that are back here, they're just going to have to move up on their own. Or they could do group moves along with the big group that's coming up since they're all contiguous and move along. All right, so that's one movement point for each one of these guys. We just have to draw it. Oh, it'd be great if they all got spent. No, it's a 6. They didn't spend. I was going to say, if they all spent in that little cluster, especially if I had something like a Stuka dive bomber right now or an artillery card I could call in on them. Oh, that would be great. Just wipe them out in one go. Be like, okay, that's game. I win. All right, I was doing some line of sight checking, and I would definitely recommend getting one of these little lasers or at least a string, you know, old-fashioned gamers. But these lasers are just so easy because you can just kind of estimate it, you know, right there in the center of the hex and flick it over there and just see if it passes over anything. Because I was looking down over here, like, is this half track? You know, does it have line of sight up front? Can it hit one of those trucks and slow down those AT guns? Because those AT guns aren't unlimbered yet. They're still being towed, so they can't fire just yet. But no, this hex is blocking off that line of sight. But if I move forward, I would definitely have a line of sight to him. But if I move forward, this guy I can almost guarantee you will be destroyed later on. Even if I hit the truck and destroy it. Yeah, well, if I hit the hex, I could potentially cause a lot of damage to them. Oh, I don't know. I would be using my red fire attack against all of them later on, but that would open up the chance for these guys to fire back at it. I kind of want to be safe with my half tracks because I'm kind of thinking of them as my saving grace that they can do a little bit to try to hold back the tide. Let's see, if he moves up one more, I would have to be there. But if I move to there, oh, that is line of sight. So how far can I move up and still have him blocked? If I'm there and they move up, still blocking line of sight. I want to get it to where if he moves up another couple of hexes, like he would get into my line of sight, but I don't think there's anywhere I can do that if I move up, I'm not already going to be in his line of sight. Because if you trace this little line here, you can see that hex would be in it. So I would already have them in line of sight, which would put me in danger for all this. And plus that tank's coming up, which could put a hurt lock on me. Oh, let me think. All right, so instead, I'm actually going to go with a safe play, and I'm going to move these crew members because we don't want the crew of our Panther to get destroyed or taken out before our Panther gets repaired. I'm going to move them in there. That way, they've got a little bit of extra defense, and they're kind of covering this direction over here. So a little bit of, I mean, they're crap. It's not like they're really going to do much, but it does put them in a, oh, actually, they were already in a building. I missed that. So they had as good a position, but I could move them up there, but that's not going to do me any good. All right, let me rethink this one again. All right, instead, since these guys are already in the building, they're right next to the tank working on it and everything, we're going to move our engineers over because now we know there's an attack coming from the back as well since these guys fired at them. So we're going to move our engineers over to this side of the building to help cover and see if they can put some rounds downrange. Now, they don't have a line of sight, I don't believe, just yet onto them. Yeah, that woods is just in the way of that because, well, no. If we drag it right down the line. Yeah, because this is just off a little bit because of the piece there, but they're definitely ding, ding, ding. Yeah, you can fire right down along the edge of blocking terrain, and it's not considered blocking. So moving there, they actually would have a line of sight onto these guys into the woods. Yeah, okay, perfect. We're going to go with that. That works. It was throwing me off a little bit because this thing was slid over just a bit. All right, but that's going to be a 2 movement cost. New die. Hopefully help me out here. Don't whammy. No 1. No 1. No 2. You suck. Oh, you suck. You suck. You suck. Ah, that sucks. But I can still perform an attack with them using the cap points as well. So that option does present itself. Oh, and it would go after these guys, you know, kind of crush this left flank or southern flank. Yeah, southern flank from coming up on my rear if both of them are at least wounded trying to come in. All right, so since the kids are getting a little loud, we're going to just do one more card for the AI real quick, and then we'll probably call it for this one, and we got to do a reshuffle after this anyway. Execute counteractions, which again are going to be flanking type maneuvers. Let's see if they have anything else here first. Hit AI closest to a mission objective. All right, we'll give them the rally attempt. Now the rally has to be greater than or equal to 8, but they do get to reduce that since the I'm brain farting out here because they're in defensive terrain. They are in the woods, and that is annotated on your notes here on your terrain effects chart. So over to the right, it'll let you know stuff like that. So they are looking for a 7 instead of an 8. Oh, come on, low numbers for once. Low numbers. Low numbers. Low numbers. They missed it. All right. Oh, wait. They can't do it. They're already spent. Yep. I was covering them up so I couldn't see that they were spent. All right. Unfortunately, had they rallied, I might have missed that, but it's all right. I did miss an AI closest. I still don't think they've got anyone else in a line of sight yet. No one in a line of sight over there. So it's going to be mobile AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. It was my guy back over here that acted, but he spent. Damn, I spend so much quicker. Look at this. Spent. All mine, they have 2 that are spent from 1 group move. I really think the cards are better for not spending your units than that damn die. It really does put me at a disadvantage. But you almost kind of need that disadvantage to kind of even it out that it's the AI playing against you, you know? All right, so they're going to do a move towards... Let's see, let me think. All right, I do want to try to start getting these back guys moved up as well. So we're going to go ahead and go with that because these guys would count as mobile. Anyway, we'll move this AT gun up. And there we go, 1, 2. And we'll draw for them, see if they got spent. They did get spent. Lovely. Let's flip the whole stack like that. So they are spent. And grab this little piece right here, throw it on them, and stressed. All right, so that's where we are going to leave this video off here, guys. The main thrust of the attack is coming up here. They're loaded up. They're going to drop these infantry somewhere around here, maybe to sneak in through the woods. Maybe the trucks will divide out and try to flank on the town. Not sure exactly where the tank's going to go just yet. Maybe around this way to go in on those half tracks, because right now I don't have a whole lot besides the AT guns that can go after this tank. And my AT guns, oh yeah, with an 11 and an 8, oh yeah, that 11, that'll blow right through that 17 armor on that thing. That's at the hit number of 6. And if I'm aiming at the flank of that thing, that's at the hit number of 2. So it's damn near guaranteed to blow him straight out of the water. I'm probably not going to be able to get a flank shot on him, but I definitely can get front shots just depending. And I doubt they'll be able to get too far up. I mean, if they get horribly lucky, they'll get up and attack before my AT gun is flipped back over for the next round. But I'm thinking that AT gun is going to be good. Odds are they'll get spent somewhere over here before they get up. But it's not just that tank that I got to worry about. I got to worry about those 2 AT guns that are coming up as well. And those AT guns, are going to be problems for my half tracks. So we'll just have to see how that pans out. Honestly, when I was creating this scenario, I was trying to give them just a touch of an advantage, or maybe equal playing field as far as infantry, because their infantry are worse, but they've got more of them, and a little bit more of an advantage when it came to vehicles, because this Panther, if it activates, it's pretty much game over. Like, I've got them at that point. Again, I got to get it off map, or at least try to get it off map. But if I decide to use it just to, go after him, it's a kick-ass tank versus a tank. Although that Churchill's pretty good if it pops on here soon. But we'll have to see how that pans out. All right, this is going to be it for me. You guys stay tuned. I will be back with the next one. And the next one is when we're going to announce the winner of the giveaway. So remember, if you want to get a copy of Conflict of Heroes, either Storms of Steel or Awakening the Bear, feel free to leave a comment on part 1 of this series and subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do to be entered into the contest. And just one FYI as far as that's concerned, especially with everything going on with the sickness right now and everything being closed down, it is taking them and a lot of companies a lot longer to get stuff shipped out because some distributors are closed. And of course, the mail's taking longer because they're prioritizing different items, food items, medical items, stuff like that being shipped over games. So it is taking a little while to get things out. So if you don't get something right away, if you've ordered something from Academy or Lock and Load or Compass or whoever else, and it's taking a little while, bear with them. It's not their fault. It's just the nature of the beast right now. All right, but that's going to be it for me. You guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.